hospitality has been fantastic. So I want to thank you for every time I've been here, making me feel like I'm at home. And even though when I left Wisconsin, it was so cold that my airplane wouldn't start. So when I got here, it was considerably warmer. So we do enjoy that. You know, I'd like to express my appreciation to Dave for inviting me and having me be a part of this great event. It's the first time I got to visit your capital and your governor's mansion, and I've been to our capital and our governor's mansion, but it was really nice seeing the architecture, along with seeing so many legislators that are actually members of the VFW, and showing their concern for veterans was really exhilarating for me. I enjoyed it, and again, you have a great legislature here in Nebraska, and I wish you the best in your years with the coming bills. All of the bills make a lot of sense, but to have the legislators joining together for those bills for veterans is really great, and it's great to see. I bring you greetings from our National Commander-in-Chief, John Hamilton, and the staff in Kansas City and Washington, D.C. A special recognition to Commander David, our Ladies Auxiliary President. It's great to be here with you. And the council members, Dan Peterson, it's good to see what you're doing on the budget. Again, that's a big job in the VFW. The budget is normally around $90 million, and there's a time when you have to cut and watch and make sure that the money is spent wisely, and Dan is a good steward of our money. So Dan, thanks for what you do. And it's good to see you. Thank you for all that you do. And Sissy. Sissy, I remember when you were first elected and you said you had the desire to inspire before you expired. I know she's been a breath of fresh air for the Ladies Auxiliary and the VFW. You know, I always tell the story, and it's about a place like where Sissy lives, and the auxiliary and the VFW working together. And what happened was, down there in Mississippi and Louisiana, they had terrible floods. And they come and go. Well, this terrible flood came, and this one lady was sitting up on a roof. And the sheriff came by with a boat. And he said, Eloise, do you want to go to high ground? She was sitting there in her Ladies Auxiliary uniform, and she said, no, Sheriff, this happens all the time. I'll be down cleaning the house in a little time, and we'll be back to regular life. He said, Eloise, are you sure? She said, Sheriff, don't worry, it happened before. He said, well, I got to ask you one more question. What's that VFW hat that goes towards your house and away from your house, towards your house and away from your house? She said, Sheriff, don't worry about that. That's Woodrow. I told him yesterday, come hell or high water, he was cutting grass today. Just that push from the auxiliary that gives us a breath of fresh air. And it's really good to see that they do push us once in a while. Maybe not that frequently. I'd also like to thank my wife for coming with me this time to Nebraska. I'm enjoying having her along, and it's a great trip that way. The dancers, what a nice entertainment. I think if they were here, they deserve a round of applause. But it sure was entertaining seeing that kind of culture brought back by a bunch of young people, and it was really great for me to see. That's it for the introductions. Again, a special welcome to Voice of Democracy and Patriots Pen winners. Without your participation, we would not have the successful program that we do. So I wish you the best in all the things that you do. I know that Sierra is going to enjoy Washington, D.C., as it was mentioned by the previous students, and every time we go. As a matter of fact, of the last 10 years, about 8 times, every one of the Voice of Democracy winners from the departments got to meet the president. So it's a special trip to Washington. You get to see the monuments. You get to do a lot of things together with other young people that have one Voice of Democracy. But it's a great program, and without your participation, it wouldn't be so successful. I also want to express my thanks for all of you, all of the members of the VFW and our Ladies Auxiliary, for everything that you do for the VFW and Dixie, I forgot to recognize you, but I see you standing there smiling. Dixie has been a breath of fresh air for Ladies Auxiliary too. Thank you for being here too, and all that you do and continue to do for VFW. Again, our Commander-in-Chief's theme this year is a lifetime commitment. And when you're involved with the VFW and Ladies Auxiliary for as long as many of you have been, you show that you're part of a lifetime commitment. Our organization over the last year has been successful only because of the commitment that each one of you made to the VFW and our Ladies Auxiliary. We all know that people enjoy an environment of respect, compassion, and stability. An environment much like the VFW and the Ladies Auxiliary provide. If we can demonstrate to these youths how to love, honor, respect, and show compassion for our country as well as their fellow man, they'll not only develop a sense of patriotism, they'll become better citizens, and in turn, great leaders for future generations. That's why the VFW Youth Scholarship programs are so important and something that we take great pride in. For more than 60 years, our nation's youth has used these programs to communicate their patriotism and their love for America, virtues that are undoubtedly deeply embedded in each one of us that are here today in this room. I know I'm not alone in feeling a deep sense of pride when I see these young people express themselves on matters of America and democracy. They are the future leaders of our great country. And when I hear their words, I know that we'll be in good hands for generations to come. Many of them have been inspired by great American heroes of the past, but it's them and their promise of the future that inspires me. To the students who are here today, I thank you for your essay submissions, and as a former member of the United States military, I must say, I was touched by the sincere sense of appreciation and respect. The truth is, you don't disappoint. Those associated with the VFW know that you don't just sit around after school watching Glee or listening to Justin Bieber or doing your case course. No, your focus is on your future. You could have worked before school, during school, and after school, because in America you know that a bright future is yours if you work for it. You meet and exceed the expectations of your teachers. You embrace America's declaration that all men are created equal, exhibiting tolerance, acceptance, and treating one another with respect. You are leaders in your schools, on your teams, in your clubs, and in your communities. You're not afraid to jump right in when someone you know needs a hand up, because you understand that's one of the premises on which this great country was built. Many of you will go on to college, and through your experiences and learning, you'll refine your understanding of what it means to live in a democratic society and how truly fortunate we are to be part of this country, who since the beginning have never balked at a challenge or been pushed around by threats or tyrants or bullies. Some of you may join the thousands of others that join our military and answer our nation's call to protect this nation and freedom abroad. I speak from experience when I say that there is no better honor than serving your country. To all of the parents and the family members of the great young people here today, I commend you for your guidance, your teaching about American values, the virtues of our rich history, and you have helped foster the deep sense of patriotism that's present among our youth. I can tell by the students' essays that your diligence, teaching about and fostering American values did not fall on deaf ears or go unnoticed. The annual theme of our scholarship program always involves patriotism. Patriotism is defined as devoted love, support, and defense of one's country. It's a deeply rooted, intangible virtue that cannot be taught. Rather, it can be learned. And that's why the VFW and Ladies Auxiliary members have made it a long-standing priority to nurture the understanding of what goes into maintaining a free society. When determining the themes for our youth programs, we ask the questions that sometimes the youth have forgotten to ask themselves. Well illustrated by this year's themes. For the Voice of Democracy, it asked, is our Constitution still relevant? And I believe the question was answered to all of our favor. And by our Patriot Pen theme, what would I tell America's founding fathers? And again, it was answered with proper ceremony. Every year, I look forward to hearing the answers to these questions and others. And I'm never surprised when these young contestants teach me a thing or two. I ask our guests, if you take a moment to look around this room at the men and the women of the VFW and our Ladies Auxiliary, consider their service during wartime and other great crises. But more importantly, think about all the things that these people do every day, every single day in their community to improve the lives of others. If you seek inspiration to help guide you into the future, look no farther. You have all the models that you could ask for right here in this room. Of all of our programs, none give us a better view of what the future holds than the Voice of Democracy and the Patriots Pen. The young people that we honor here this evening are the future of our country. They are today what America will be tomorrow. And I'm not alone in saying I welcome the future with open arms. I want to thank you all for being here. Say God bless you. God bless those troops that are in harm's way, making sure that we can live in peace and meet peacefully here tonight. God bless the United States of America. Thank you.